Hey everybody, welcome back. This is one of your bonus sessions as a part of our live launch training. And tonight I'm excited to dive deep into the value stack and how to use it to maximize sales during your live launch so that you can change your business and your life forever. For those of you getting to know me for the very first time that may have arrived late or currently doing catch up on the live launch method, my name is Kelly Roach and I specialize in helping 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs from around the world simplify to scale. I'm the co-founder of the Gift for Courage movement, a philanthropist, and the host of the top-rated podcast, Unstoppable Success Radio. Welcome back, everybody. I am thrilled to have you all here with me live tonight. I see many amazing people joining us, and I want to start off by saying welcome and congratulations to the entire class for the September Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program. I see many of you guys joining us as we speak, and I am thrilled beyond belief to have the opportunity to spend the next 12 months partnering with you and working side by side to build, grow, simplify, and scale your business online. So welcome and congratulations to all of our new members. I'm so happy to have you all here. And I know there's many of you that already know that you belong as a part of our family, but you haven't made the leap yet. We are welcoming you and extending that invitation tonight with open arms. Thank you all so much for being here. Comment below. Let me know the number one thing that you are fired up to get out of tonight's session. And yes, if you guys want to know just how much I love this group, there is an Eagles game kicking off right now. So you better believe that the second we're done here, I'm going to be headed downstairs to go cheer for my team and cheer those birds on. Make sure we get a win tonight. Keep this season rocking and rolling. We had so much fun at the season opener last week. So we're going to enjoy some time together again tonight. Thank you guys all for being here, for taking your Sunday night to come back and hang out and spend some time with us here in the tribe. Thrilled to see so many amazing people here. So we are here tonight, guys, to talk about the value stack. And one of the core principles that I talked about throughout the course of the week was the importance of a big piece of what makes the live launch successful is people getting to spend that quality time with you over those multiple days that move them through that know, like, and trust, and ultimately the buy process. I also talked about whatever platform you are going to commit to, you are going to want to make sure that you have 16 touches on that platform. Okay, so we talked about the importance of understanding that frequency and consistency are the core drivers of sales success in any industry, in any space that you are in. Okay, and so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about what happens once you move into open cart, which is the period from day 4 when you transition from your content into your actual sales offer, and then those next 4 to 5 days of selling that are going to follow. Now, here comes your invitation to join the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, because we are covering just one sales strategy here tonight, but in the Unstoppable program, and those of you guys that just got in the program today are going to get to see this firsthand for yourselves as you go throughout the week. We actually walk you through what we want you to do each day of your open cart, and we give you 4 key sales maximizer strategies that are each worth at least $100,000 for each of your launches. That being said, I have both Stephanie and Cynthia here live tonight, and if at any point during our live stream you either decide that you want to go ahead and join us, you can go to unstoppable2019.com. I know you've already decided that you want to join us. I know you're just trying to get yourself to take a breath and to make that next step to say yes, but I know that you're ready. You know that you're ready. I'm inviting you to say yes to yourself. I'm also inviting you that if at any point you are feeling like you're ready to take that next step, but you maybe have some additional questions or concerns, or you need validation on a couple things, absolutely, Stephanie and Cynthia are ready at the wait. They would love to connect with you guys on the phone at any point during our session tonight. So all you have to do is private message them or tag them in the chat, and they're happy to hop on the phone with you to walk you through anything that you need in your discernment process to take that next step. So one more time, we are talking about the value stack. And I mentioned the importance of consistency and frequency. And one of the biggest reasons why a lot of the traditional methodologies for launching a product, program, or service online don't work for the average person is that maybe you haven't spent years of your life on camera or face-to-face doing sales, right? For a lot of people that get into entrepreneurship, they have this thing that they're hugely passionate about. They have something that they're really excited to bring to the world that they know will make a big impact, but they didn't necessarily spend years of their life either on camera or, signing, autographs as an Eagles cheerleader, or maybe you didn't spend your whole life out doing business to business sales the way that I did. And so maybe all these things that we've been talking about over the course of this week are totally unnatural for you. And maybe you don't have experience doing all of these things. And maybe you don't feel super confident on camera. Maybe you don't have a lot of that experience. And that's why I specifically designed this methodology for people to have that time that they spend with you over the course of almost 10 days, so that ultimately they have enough time invested in the relationship and they have enough reciprocity that they now feel towards you, that you're no longer relying on your on-camera skills or your sales skills, but now what you're relying on is goodwill, investment in them, and the strategy, the sales and marketing strategy that we're going to have you build into your approach to selling. Now, I really want to make sure that you guys are clear on that point, because at this point in the session, you should be breathing a huge sigh of relief. Huge. So to put in layman's terms, what I just shared with you guys, what I'm about to teach you tonight with the value stack is what is going to eliminate that fear or that concern or that need to be this unbelievably polished person on camera, or that need to feel perfect in your sales approach, or that desire to want to perform really well during your launch, but selling maybe comes unnaturally to you, or being on camera still feels really uncomfortable. And I always tell the story, guys, that if you want a good laugh and you want to absolutely make your night, when we're done here tonight, and wait until we're done, but when we're done here tonight, you can feel free to scroll all the way back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, where you will see videos from, 2013, 2014. They're absolutely horrendous. I leave them up on purpose because I want you guys to know that it is very, very important that you understand that you do not need to be good to get started, but you have to get started to be good. Hopefully you guys have heard that quote over and over again. I heard that quote back when I was getting my career started in sales, and it has stuck with me my entire career, and it has served me so well. So what I want to emphasize for you guys is you do not need to be good to get started, but you have to get started to be good. And I want to emphasize that. The other thing is, huge mistake, and I want you guys to write this down. This is one of the most important things I'm going to cover tonight. Huge mistake that I see when people transition into open cart, they're always looking for instant gratification. They're always looking for instant gratification. They're micromanaging their results in open cart so closely, and they're so emotionally invested in the results that they're getting, that when they don't see the instant spontaneous combustion of people investing in their offer, they immediately begin to pull back. And they immediately begin to question the offer that they made, and they immediately begin to shy away from going all in on selling their product or program, because now they're letting emotion block action, and now they're not taking enough action to generate a result. So what I really want to emphasize, everybody, is I want to emphasize that number one, going back to consistency and frequency being the nucleus of driving all sales in any industry and any type of company around the globe for all of time, that the same thing applies when you get into open cart, right? And at the centerpiece of your open cart is your value stack. That's why I decided to focus tonight's session on your value stack, because you're going to use that over and over and over again over the course of the time that you're selling your product, program, or service. So I want to pause there now because I have a ton that I'm going to cover with you, and I have a really good session planned for tonight, but I just covered like 5 or 6 core mindset things that there's no point in me moving from mindset into mechanics if you haven't just captured the magic of what I've just shared. So what I want to hear from you guys now, before I move from mindset into mechanics about how you're going to sell like crazy on camera during your launch with the value stack, I want to make sure that you actually got what I just shared with you and how it applies to you. So comment in the chat now. Let me know what your biggest takeaway from the beginning of tonight's session was, and what you now understand that maybe you didn't before you got on tonight's session that you're going to make sure you pay attention to and utilize in every launch going forward. Ready, set, go. I'm giving you guys a minute to comment in the chat. Let me know that takeaway. Let me know what you got out of it. Let me know what you now know that you're going to make sure you're aware of and that you focus on as you move into open cart of your launches. Because again, you can have the best sales strategy in the world. You can use this stack I'm about to give you, but if you don't have captured in your heart and mind the mindset things that I just walked you through, you're going to miss the whole point, and your sales are going to coincide with that. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people coming through saying, just get started. Just get started. Don't let the emotion stop you from taking action. Don't quit. Don't let the emotion get to you. It's just business. It's not personal. You know, really, really good. Okay, keep the comments coming. So again, we go back to consistency and frequency. When you get into open cart, guys, what you have to remember is that in most instances, the vast majority of your sales are going to come in the last 48 hours. You're going to want to go ahead and write that down. The vast majority of your sales are going to come in the last 48 hours. And that's because people are going through a discernment period. They're working through their own objections in their mind, their own fears. They're going through, obviously, all the content that you've created for them. Sometimes there's a little bit of catching up to do, right? So there's lots of reasons why most people are going to make that buying decision in the last 48 hours, which, by the way, if you're on this live stream tonight and you haven't yet said yes to yourself and your future with the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program, I want to invite you to do that right now, and I'm going to invite you to get a bonus training session with Cynthia and Stephanie, the amazing, brilliant dream team that head up our sales and marketing at Kelly Roach Coaching, on how to leverage the DM strategy to fill your group and maximize sales in your launch. So if you want to get access to that training with Stephanie and Cynthia, to have them all to yourself with just a handful of others, I want you to join live now and let me know that you're in the comments down below. So we're here talking about the value stack, and the value stack is the thing that you're going to repeat every single night of your open cart. Write that down. So if you notice, I'm giving you the key points to write down in your notes that are unbelievably important. You are going to repeat the value stack every single time that you go live during open cart. I'm going to say it again. You're going to repeat the value stack every single time that you go live during open cart. Okay? First of all, a lot of times people are going through a psychological discernment process in making a multi-$1,000 investment, and they need to hear it multiple times. Number one. Number two, people are going through a huge range of decisions that they're making and implications as they're going forward in making those buying decisions. And so, you want to make sure that you're capturing them at all different moments during that process, so that you can allow them to go through that very natural decision-making process, meet them where they are, and give them the answers that they need. So I want you to write that down. Meet them where they are and give them the answers that they need. So you're going to repeat the value stack each and every time that you go live during the open cart. The value stack will also be written out for them if you utilize a sales page. Not everyone will necessarily need to use a sales page. You can also use an order form that you send people to, or a payment link. That's fine as well. But if you do choose to use a sales page, this is what you'll always see there, right? So let's get down to business and let's talk about what the value stack is. It's always much easier to learn something when you're hearing a specific example versus hearing it in theory. So what I'm going to try to do with you guys tonight is I'm going to try to tell you what the value stack is, and then walk you through what the value stack looks like as it relates to the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. And I'm hoping that in doing that, you, as I am going through, are able to see how this relates for you and how this will work for you, okay? So first things first, let's kind of go through like what is the value stack? The value stack is where you list kind of the who, what, when, where, why, and how of the offer that you're making, right? So you're going to be thinking about, number one, what do they get? So maybe someone can help me get this in the notes, because I know people will have questions and I want to make sure you guys are able to get this down in your notes. So what will they get? So what is the offer made up of? So for us, you get 12 months of life-changing business education that is going to teach you the foundational sales and marketing and team building skills that you are going to utilize to make money online in your business for the rest of your life. You're getting the benefit of the billion-dollar corporate strategies that I use every single day to get promoted 7 times in 8 years in my corporate Fortune 500 experience, combined with the simplest, most potent, and powerful strategies that are available online today, leveraging the power of the camera on your phone and social media. Okay, so you're going to let them know what they're going to get. Now, I'm going to continue forward now that I've given you an umbrella of what you're going to get in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. Now I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. So what exactly does that look like? It looks like over 300 modules in a private membership site with a brand new app that is going live this week, where we break out all of the most important strategies, tactics, and skills that you will need to develop to become a 7 or 8 figure entrepreneur and CEO online. It's broken down into modules based on topic and category, and you will not need to invest in any other product, program, or service for business education outside of this one. If you want to have an example of what that looks like, you're going to go through the fast track system right when you come in, which breaks out the fastest, easiest ways to make money in your business quickly so that you can get a return on investment in your first 30 to 45 days. And then it moves you on to the other foundational business building skills that are going to allow you to build a business that stands the test of time. Okay, so what that looks like from a tactical standpoint. So I'm still on the what they get. Okay, so in your notes here, this is under the what they get. So I gave you an umbrella of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, with the one and only leader in accountability-driven business coaching online. This is the Harvard of online money-making education, right? You guys have heard me use these phrases throughout the time that we've been together, right? So I was seeding and making these points as we went throughout the videos all week long before we got into the open cart on Thursday, and then I'm reiterating it in the format of the offer. Excuse me. So when you're starting off with your value stack and you're talking about what they get, you're going to give the umbrella of what it is. Then you're going to talk about what does that look like. So I said I started off with the membership site because that is the physical trainings that you are going to get. That is the audios, the videos, the templates, the examples, the printables, the downloads, the notes that go with it. Okay? On top of that, you're going to get accountability coaching, private accountability coaching every single month in your business, where you have a set coach that you work with over the entire time that you're in the program. They're going to set goals with you, answer all of your questions, support you in taking next steps, escalate things to me as needed, and follow up with you every single week throughout you're on your progress towards those goals that you set when you came in. So that's the second core component. The third core component is you are getting live weekly coaching from myself and my elite coaching staff. And we have those on multiple days at multiple times every single week, where you have the opportunity to get on one-to-one hot seats to get your specific questions answered, strategies specific to your business, customizing all the things that you're learning in the membership site with a one-to-one conversation that's specific to you. The fourth core component of the program is that you are going to be literally getting life-changing training every single week on how to generate leads online. We take everything that we're doing everything that we've tested and trialed and gotten profitable and working for us, and we deliver it on a silver platter back to you. So every single week, every Tuesday, you have that training with Stephanie on how to generate leads in your business. And again, that's ever changing. It's always new. We literally had someone that got on that training this past a couple weeks ago. I think she's on right now, actually, Danielle Savalas. And we were teaching how we had started using story ads, and we were getting leads at $1 per conversion. And she heard that training and literally immediately went, followed the instructions that we gave, set up the ads, and started generating leads for $1 instead of $5. So this is an example, right? So we talked about the membership site. We talked about the weekly live coaching. We talked about the private accountability coaching with weekly follow-up built in. Talked about weekly lead generation strategies. The Facebook group where literally you get your questions answered almost instantly by myself, my team, and our senior level members that have already built 6- and 7-figure businesses within the program. And the list goes on and on and on. But the bottom line is, if you want to learn the skills to do sales and marketing, and you want to make one small investment today of $650 a month, which is air in comparison to you learning the life-changing skills of sales and marketing that can be applied on any platform in any business for the rest of your life, you can invest now in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. So that is the first section of the value stack, okay? The first section of the value stack, guys, is where you give that umbrella of, this is what my offer is. These are the components that are included. So comment in the chat below if you guys are clear on that as your first step. So you're in this first step of what they get, you're really talking about the tangibles, right? You're talking about the tangibles, and you're listing it out, and you're putting in the context of, what is it? How quickly can they get a result? What is the bottom line effect going to be, right? All of those things. Perfect. Okay. So that's part one, is the what will they get. Part two is, and this can go in any order, guys. So these are my notes. This can go in any order, right? So have fun with this. You don't need to do this exactly how I'm doing it, okay? The second core component is the what it's worth, right? Now there's two different ways that you can do the what it's worth. Some people like to do the what it's worth, where they list out each component of the program, and then when they're talking about the component of the program, they're also talking about the value of that component of the program. So they might say, and every week you're getting live coaching on the phone with me every Tuesday, which is true, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. If anybody would like to jump on board and be on my call this week, go register now for the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. You can go to unstoppable2019.com, get on my call on Tuesday. I want to coach you. I want to get my brain working on your business, okay? But the bottom line is that, you are going to now give that, I know, right? I told you guys I'm a simple girl. What it's worth. So option one is you list the component and then you say it's worth. So I might say, and you're on these live coaching calls with me every Tuesday, and that in and of itself is worth $100,000, because just by the strategies that I customize for you on those calls, for example, I will help you to name your live launch, break out what the 4 components are, and define and redefine what your back-end offer needs to be to get people to convert like crazy, which you're going to make at least $100,000 from this year if you follow the model and do your 6 to 8 launches that you're supposed to. I might say that component in and of itself is worth $100,000 or more, right? Because you're developing skills that you're going to use for a lifetime. This isn't just what is it worth this year or while they're in the program. It's what is it worth overall, right? So that's one way that you can do the what is it worth during your value stack. The other way that you can do it is you can look at it from the standpoint of just overall, what is it worth? So to me, when I think about, for each of you guys that are watching and listening tonight, what is the Unstoppable Entrepreneur worth to you? Well, if I look at what has been happening with the members of the program that actually do the work, number one, they can get out of debt. They can afford to travel the world and take multiple vacations throughout the year. They can work from anywhere, anytime, set their own hours, and be completely free. They have the ability to retire their spouse or their loved one so that they have the freedom to do these things together and enjoy every step of the process. And most importantly, they never are going to have to worry again for the rest of their lives about where's the money going to come from? Where's the client going to come from? Because in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program, it's not just about the live launch, but it's about you learning the skills of how you are going to build a financially healthy business. Oh my gosh, Ryan's on right now. Ryan literally was a director in a corporation, a director level position in a corporation, and was able to quit her job because of what she did in the live launch. And she is coming on and she's going to tell her story on Tuesday night. I'm so excited for you guys to meet Ryan. She is an absolute fireball. And she teaches women how to get confident selling, which is so needed and so awesome. So Ryan, I'm so happy you're here, and congratulations again to you. So when you think about part 2 of your value stack, guys, part 2 is the what is it worth? When I think about what is the Unstoppable Entrepreneur worth to you guys that are considering joining it, I can't even put a number on it. I don't put a number on it, because to me, that's like me putting a number on your happiness, your fulfillment, your quality of life, your ability to live your highest potential, your ability to build and create a legacy for future generations. Those are the things I feel absolutely 100% certain that the people that do the work are going to get out of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. So the way that I quantify the worth of the Unstoppable program is invaluable. I will not put a number on it. It's because there is an unlimited amount of income that you can generate from the strategies that we teach you. If your objective is to be a multimillionaire, you 100% can do that. Angela, who's been with me for a couple of years now, her business went from 400,000 to 800,000 to 1.2 million. They're going to hit 2 million very, very soon. And that's just one success story. You guys probably know Angela because she comes on live in all of our launches and tells her story because it's so amazing, right? So we've had people cross over 6 figures. We've had people cross over 7 figures. Wherever you want to go and whatever you want to do with this program, the sky is the limit. But in terms of quantifying it, it's not quantifiable, because how much is your happiness worth? That's how much the Unstoppable Entrepreneur is worth to you. So when you look at part 2, guys, of the value stack, what I really want to emphasize there is that you can either go piece by piece and you can put a quantifiable value on it so that you can compare. You know, for example, I could say the cost of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur is $7,800, but you guys have seen success story after success story after success story of clients of ours that are making $50,000 and $100,000 in their first couple months. So, I mean, you can probably figure out the math on what that investment is looking like, right? So let me ask you guys now, are all of your wheels turning in terms of how you're doing the value stack during your launch? Like, is this clear for you guys? Is this helpful for you? What questions are you having about this? And again, what I want to emphasize here, guys, because I know a big question a lot of people have is they're like, well, my offer doesn't help people make money, so how do I quantify the value of it? That's a question that I get a lot. And what I would say is this. If you are a service-based business owner, you provide a transformation. Whether, I don't care, I saw someone, Margie, who was watching the thing that just joined the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, for example, she gets Reiki for her dog, right? So, she is that investment in Reiki for her dog, which is certainly not a money-making venture, but she was willing to make an investment to get that service provided to her pet because most likely it significantly lowers anxiety and drastically improves the dog's quality of life. Right? So, it doesn't matter, guys, whether it's saving someone time, whether it's helping their child get and stay ahead in school, whether it's helping someone sell their home more quickly, whether it's, helping someone to discover their life purpose. Yeah, exactly. And that's my whole point, is that, like, when you talk about the value stack, guys, like, it does not need to be about money. In fact, I honestly don't even think with the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, although you'll make a crap load of money if you actually do the work and you do what we teach you, I actually don't think that is the biggest value of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. The biggest value of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur is for you to get to live out your life's purpose, become financially free, spend your time in the way that you most choose, and live a happy, fulfilling life. Like, That's actually what the outcome of the program is. And so I don't want you guys that are doing businesses that don't necessarily provide a direct, tangible financial outcome to think that the value stack is going to be any less powerful for you. Because if you run a service-based business, you are providing a transformation of some kind, and to that person in that moment, that is an unquantifiable value. The whole reason why they're sitting through and going through this entire process of learning from you and absorbing your content is because to them, it is unbelievably important and valuable. So please don't get caught up on the money piece of it, because that's only one very small component of what the value stack is all about. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. So again, I want to congratulate and thank everyone that's here. I want to pause for just one moment. Tonight, we are talking about the value stack, which is the centerpiece of what you are going to reiterate every single night while you are in Open Cart during your live launch. And it's where you're really giving everyone that super clear, tangible feeling of what they are going to experience and what their end result is going to be once they do this transformational work with you. And it's helping people see, feel, touch, imagine, and believe in themselves enough to take that next step and say yes to themselves in joining you in your program. And tonight, I want to invite each of you guys that are with us that haven't yet joined the Unstoppable Entrepreneur to do the same thing. You deserve to live out your life purpose. You deserve to live financially free. You deserve to be able to retire your spouse, be able to travel the world, buy the beach house, pay off the mortgage, get out of debt, put your kids in private school. And what the Unstoppable Entrepreneur is all about, guys, is teaching you invaluable skills that you are going to use to run a healthy and sustainable business for the rest of your life. You're going to pivot. You're going to reinvent yourself. You're going to do new things. You're going to go to new platforms. You're going to develop new products and services. But the thing that will remain the same is that you will use what we are teaching you in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur program to build and grow a sustainable and healthy business that will stand the test of time for life. And by the way, we all know that in the United States, we do have a recession coming in the next year. And that's why it's even more important, guys, to be investing in learning real skills. Real skills, sales and marketing skills that are going to stay with you for the rest of your life, that can be pivoted and altered and reinvented and multi-purposed in all different ways to allow you to survive and thrive, whether we're in the boom that we're experiencing today or whether we're in the recession that we're going to be experiencing tomorrow. This is about you putting yourself a cut above, because you're investing in putting yourself in a program and in a community and in a learning environment where you're building the muscles that are going to give you the strength to run your organization as an effective CEO for the rest of your life. So give me a heck yeah if you know you're joining us in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur tonight. Again, for those of you that decide to join while we're here live, you are going to get a bonus private training with a small group. Whoever joins tonight live, we're going to be the only people there, with our dream team, Cynthia on the sales side, Stephanie on the marketing side, where they're going to teach you guys all the secrets behind their DM strategy and how they got thousands of people to sign up for this very training that you're watching here tonight, and how they're converting them like crazy using the live launch. So for those of you guys that aren't yet doing a lot of Facebook ads, and maybe you want to have a really strong mix of strategies that you use, which I very much encourage that you do, let me know now below that you're in, and we can't wait to invite you to that private training coming up. All right, we're keeping moving through the value stack. We talked about the overlying umbrella of the value stack. We talked about then how you're going to go through each of the components of what they're going to get. Okay, then you're going to move into what it's worth. We talked about multiple different ways that you can review the what it's worth, right? And that's up to you. And you can have fun and you can enjoy it and you can try it lots of different ways. There's no right or wrong. If you look across spaces and across industry leaders, people do this all different ways. Okay, very, very good. All right, now, here's what I want to emphasize. What a lot of people miss when they are doing the value stack is the painting of the emotional picture. that people are going to feel once they experience this transformation. So for example, for me, I grew up in a family, I lived just above the poverty line. I had the pit in my stomach all the time about money. We struggled. My parents fought about money all the time. It was like a major element of my childhood because almost everything came down to, can we or can't we afford it? Right? And so I remember when I was going out with my friends growing up, when I was a little bit too young to be able to yet go out and start making money for myself. I was like right on that borderline. And I remember, going out places with my friends and having just that sick feeling inside where I knew I didn't have the money to afford what we were going to do. And, almost everything that I did, I was always thinking about, can I afford it? Am I going to be embarrassed, or am I going to be humiliated, or am I going to be out somewhere with my friends and they're saying, oh, let's go to the movies, and I know that I can't go, and what am I going to do? Am I going to be stuck outside by myself? Like, these were literally the thoughts that I had. And I remember that anxiety and that stress and that embarrassment. I actually wrote a chapter in my book talking about how, one time literally I was in the lunch line and, the lunch lady didn't know I was on the free lunch program, and she ripped open my envelope and there was nothing in it, and I was so mortified. And so it was this constant just pain and stress and anxiety and fear all the time. And as I learned the sales and marketing skills that I now teach to you, and the reason why when I started my Fortune 500 career, I committed so deeply and so passionately to learning sales, was because I never ever wanted to feel or experience that again. It's those very skills of sales and marketing that I learned in the Fortune 500 world that I was the first one in and the last one out, and, ate dinner at work every single night, and, used to get those 7 promotions in 8 years. It's those very skills that helped me become a self-made millionaire. And one of the reasons you guys heard me talk this week so many times about how I feel that my purpose and my commitment and my passion on this planet is helping to make financial freedom accessible to more people. Well, that's not just a nice idea that I woke up and said, I want to do this one day. I talked to my team about how my goal is to help them become millionaires in the company. That's not just a nice idea, guys. That's not something that I say when I'm on camera because I'm looking for a way to come across as human. This is the passion of my life. This is the purpose of my life, because I don't want other people to have to feel or experience that stress or that strain that I went through my whole life leading up until now. And that's why I am so, so committed to helping simplify the ability to everyday entrepreneurs be able to scale their businesses online. I am committed to that because I don't want you guys to feel that stress. I don't want you to be in the pain of debt. I don't want you to be in the pain of making bad decisions or not making a decision like the Unstoppable Entrepreneur because of financial reasons. And I know there's a lot of people watching tonight that know you need to be in the Unstoppable program, and your concern around money is why you're not doing it. And I will tell you right now, guys, that nothing is going to change until that gap is closed. You have to put yourself in this program, learn how to do sales and marketing, learn how to build those skills, and build up yourself, your self-worth, your self-confidence, your ability and capability to convey your message in a powerful way to the world. You will have to build that up in order to change that forever. So what I always say to people is, the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, yes, we love the live launch. We're so excited to help you guys to, build your live launch and to go live with this. But that is one very, very small component of what I teach you in the program. What I'm teaching you is skills that you're going to use for the rest of your life. One day when Facebook is no longer and Instagram is long gone and LinkedIn and Snapchat and all these things that we know of today, they're all going to be long gone. All of these techniques that we're talking about, all of these tactics, they're all going to disappear, right? And we're going to all be doing business on platforms that we've never even heard of, that don't even exist right now. But what I can tell you for sure that isn't going to change is that literally, when you have the skills that we're teaching you and you understand sales and marketing, and you understand the underlying principles, you understand the value stack, you understand the gift that I am giving you right here, right now, tonight, that all that stress that you have in the pit of your stomach that's making you worried to invest in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, that pit in your stomach of fear and anxiety and pain that you've been suffering with, you need to let that go. And you need to realize, yes, that may be your current state, but you can't make decisions from your current state, because then all you do is reinforce that situation. So if you're sitting here tonight and you're struggling with money, and then you're making decisions that keep you in a place that keeps you struggling with money, all you're doing is taking that from your past and putting it into your future, right? So you need to make a new decision and say, okay, I know I'm in debt right now. Okay, I know I'm not in a great financial situation right now. I know I don't have my new client system dialed in. I know right now I'm struggling to bring in the number of clients I need to each month, but I'm going to do it courageously, even though I feel that fear. Let yourself feel the fear. It's good to feel the fear. You know why, guys? You need to feel the fear so that you take the decision seriously and you take the investment seriously, so that when you get in the program, you do the freaking work, right? You need to get in here and do the freaking work. I say to my clients every single day, if you join my program and you are not willing to train to build your business like an athlete trains for their sport, bye-bye. You will never survive online. You will never survive. You have to commit. You have to commit. You guys heard that from Michelle on Friday. She said it all starts with that courageous commitment to yourself. It's making the investment and then it's following through to completion, right? So you have to paint a picture, guys, for your audience of the pain that they're experiencing now, and then helping them see what they're going to feel on the other side of that. Because right now, all they can see is the pain that they're currently experiencing. I know you're struggling with money right now, but you can't make decisions from a place of struggling with money. You have to make a decision from the place of, I will be a 7-figure business owner, and I'm making the decision right now to get myself in this program so that I can build my skills to become that person, right? And so that's the piece of the value stack, guys, where you're really gonna focus on what will the result be, right? And I think a lot of times, and I would write this down in your notes because this is actually a really important piece of this, I think a lot of times people focus on the exterior result that people will get. So for example, let's say that you help people to get placed on podcasts. I'll use Interview Connections again. So, Interview Connections can get people, all fired up that want to get on podcasts and want to generate leads with podcasts and get them excited to watch their content and go through their live launch and be a part of everything that they're doing. But if when they get into the value stack, all they focus on is, now you're going to be on podcasts and we're going to successfully get you on these podcasts and you're going to grow your visibility and, you're going to, have the opportunity to do this thing that you've been wanting to do for forever and it's so much fun and it's exciting. No. Why do people want to be on podcasts? When you talk about the result, guys, you need to get deep down underneath the surface, right? Because getting eyes and ears on your business that are heavily invested people that show up every single week to consume a certain show because they're so passionate about the topics that are being taught there, those are the people that are going to invest in your business, that are going to hear you speak and immediately take action and want to become your next success story. And in doing that, you're going to simplify your path to success. You're going to elevate your brand. You're going to become an authority in the marketplace. You're going to be able to raise your prices. And that means that all of your goals and dreams as a business owner are going to be able to begin to come true, right? So do you guys understand how when you're talking about what will the result be, that you want to talk about the surface result, but then you want to actually go deeper down to the emotional result and what is the why on a deeper level of them wanting to get that result in the first place? Does that make sense to you guys? That is part 3 of your value stack. So I'm going to pause there for a quick second. I want to make sure you guys are kind of getting this because I'm covering a lot here. So we just went through the first 3 parts, what they get, what it's worth, and what the result will be. So hopefully everybody's getting that. Give me some comments in the chat. I want to know you guys are look alive. Let me know you guys are alive. And if I have anybody that is saying yes to themselves and investing tonight in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, I want to be able to give you guys a big old shout out and some love. So definitely let me know you're in down below if you know that you're joining us tonight. For those of you guys that are just joining us, what we're talking about here tonight is the value stack, which is the centerpiece of your open cart marketing, which you are going to utilize every time you go live during your open cart. So each day of open cart is going to have a different theme and something different that you're going to use as a strategy, each of which we teach you. We actually have trainings in the Unstoppable program that walk you through what each of your days of the open cart should be, and then what each of the sales multiplier strategies are that are going to add those big leaps to your business. This is something that you are going to weave into every single night of your open cart or every single day of your open cart, because people need the repetition, the frequency, and the consistency to get them to the point of making an investment. Does that make sense to you guys? Give me a yes in the comments below. And I want to hear in the comments that you commit that you will do this, because the biggest thing that I see, guys, is that people pull back when they don't see that spontaneous combustion. And when people are upset and disappointed that they didn't get the results that they wanted in their launch, it's almost always because they didn't go all in during open cart. They didn't actually follow all the steps. They didn't actually repeat the value stack every night. They didn't actually give the people those 16 touches that are required to get people to take action and make a buying decision. All right, awesome. I'm getting so many people coming through saying, I'm committed, I'm alive. Yes. Awesome. Very good. Okay, I see so many good committed people here. That is amazing. All right, very good. Okay, so we talked about what the result will be. We talked about talking about what it is on the surface and then what it is down underneath. And then what will life look like once they experience this transformation, right? So I think of people, we have a lot of people that we work with in the health and wellness industries, and we have a lot of people in fitness, nutrition, virtual chefs, meal planning, exercise, weight loss, like all of those fields. We have a lot of people in health and wellness, from coaches to instructors to studio owners to consultants, nutritionists, like the whole deal. Like they're all in the Unstoppable program. And so I want to speak a little bit to that. When you think about explaining that transformation and what they're going to experience. Joel has a good question. I want to talk about that. So you don't need to do 16 lives over those 5 days, but what you do want to do is, certainly you're going to be live every day. So that's 5 of your touches. And then you're going to have posts that are going live in the group, and you're going to continue to use the private messaging alongside that. And then as you get further along, you'll layer in things like email and text and stuff like that. So you don't need to go live, 16 times, but overall, they're going to see this that many times. Okay. All right. Awesome. Very good. Okay. So we've talked about the first 3 crucial parts of your value stack. And now we're on to what will life look like once they experience this transformation? And so, using, someone that does weight loss, for example, I want you to get the people that are listening to your live, and I want you to have them imagine for a moment them being able to chase their grandchild on the beach in the sand, feeling the sand between their toes, the waves crashing around their ankles, and they're in this beautiful bathing suit that they've had in their closet for 5 years. They've never been able to put on before. And for the first time in 15 years, they're comfortable being on the beach, running no less, experiencing the true bliss and joy of spending time with their grandchild, chasing them and splashing them and feeling the water and sand between their toes, because they just lost 50 pounds and they feel like a completely new person with years cut off their life. You guys got that? Like literally, I just gave myself goosebumps telling myself that story. Okay, so does that help you guys understand? Like, do you get it? Do you see what I'm talking about here? Right? So like when you look at this, guys, all of you guys create a transformation in some way, shape, or form. Whether you're a copywriter that allows people to tell their story using words, and for the first time, the results come off the page, and the person reading it can feel it, and they can breathe it, and they want to experience it, and they can imagine it. It just became real to them, right? You can do this with every business There's no one here that can't do these strategies that I'm explaining. It just starts with having the awareness of what that needs to look like and what these components are, right? And you guys see me. I mean, here's my notes. These are my notes, right? I can do it. You can do it. Trust me. Okay, so that next big piece is painting the picture of the transformation. So now I want you guys to close your eyes again, and I want you to imagine it's month 12. It's month 12 of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. You're finishing your 12 months in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur program. And you went from the day that you joined being $100,000 in debt and struggling week to week, not knowing how you're going to pay the bills because there's no room left on your credit card, and wondering where the next client is going to come from, and desperately begging, praying, hoping that a client will close this week so that you can just get by. To now, fast forward 12 months. And you're at a place in your business where you now have a full-time operations person, and they help you generate leads. They run the day-to-day of the business. They do scheduling with your clients because you now have clients that need to be scheduled. You go live in your private group every single week where your clients are just clamoring over themselves, excited to be there and spend time with you and learn from you because their lives are changing, being in their program, bringing your program. Right? And you're no longer worried about having a new client come in this week so you can pay your bills. You're now planning for that trip around the world that you had always imagined. You've already been able to take your family to Disney for a week. You've already taken a vacation after you hadn't taken a vacation in years. You already paid off your mortgage, right? These are the kinds of things that not only are possible, but probable when you do the work and you make the decision to say yes to yourself and you get yourself in the right place. Right? So go to unstoppable2019.com, guys. Say yes. Say yes. Make a decision tonight from a place of where you want to be, not where you are. If $650 a month feels like a lot to you watching this live stream, you are the person watching this live stream that was meant to be here right now that needs to get yourself in the program. Because $650 shouldn't feel like a lot to any business owner. And if it does right now, that's okay. It just means that there's a gap. There's a gap in your knowledge and experience that's preventing you from successfully generating enough business each week to not feel the pain of $650 a month. And if that is a pain that you're currently feeling, that's all the more reason to put yourself in a space to make those decisions that need to be made so that you never have to struggle with that again. And that's what making the decision to become an unstoppable entrepreneur is going to do for you. Okay? So that is part 4. That is part 4. Part 4 is where you give them the what life will look like once they experience the transformation. Okay? And the final piece, number 5, is you are now going to get down on the level of the person that is you and was you before you went through this transformation yourself. Right? And you are now going to take yourself all the way back to where you were. And I remember a couple years ago, before I developed the live launch method, I remember going to one of my mastermind meetups with my clients. I was in Vegas. And I remember that we had just completed a launch for the Unstoppable Entrepreneur program. We had spent almost 100 hours on creating videos, writing emails, developing landing pages, creating ads, and everyone obviously knew that we were, in the midst of a launch, and we are just closing the cart on the day that my Legacy Leaders Mastermind was beginning. And so naturally, as we're beginning the Legacy Leaders Mastermind, the questions that my clients had for me was, how did the launch go for you? And it was one of the worst days of my business career, to be honest. It was so unbelievably embarrassing because I had to sit there and tell my clients and with, a straight face, being a business coach, that we had just done a $10,000 launch. $10,000. Now, I'm upset now if we don't do $1 million launch, okay? A $10,000 launch. And I'm a business coach. And I had to admit that to my clients. And it was unbelievably painful. And it was even more painful because I had just leveraged my entire team, spent countless hours writing scripts, developing PowerPoints, editing videos, pre-recording, writing emails, doing all the things. Guys, I invested in all the programs. I did all the trainings. I had done all the work. I deserved that success, and I knew I deserved success. And it fell flat. It did not work. It was a complete and total abominable. It was a failure. It was failure from every angle, every degree. We lost money. We lost money on the launch. And I had to admit that to my clients. And it was unbelievably embarrassing, and it was unbelievably painful. And that was when I knew everything had to change. And I knew that I had already bought all the courses. I had already tried all the programs. I had done all the things. And I think it was at that point that I said to my team, we're going to do this our own way, because trying to follow someone else's model, it's not right for us. And I said to my team, you know what? If this isn't working for us, with us putting in like literally 100 hours of preparation and work and money and time, there's no way that the average person is going to survive or thrive with these models. And so that was the seed. That was the seed that began the live launch. And so that is why I always say in every area of life, guys, that the number one thing that you think is holding you back is always your biggest advantage in life. The number one thing that you think is your greatest disadvantage is always the thing that's going to catapult you to success. So I really want to emphasize for you guys, no matter where you are in your business, no matter how much you struggled or strained, or how hard it's been for you up until now, how much pain you've gone through and how much work you've done that you haven't been rewarded for, I've been there. We have all been there, and it is painful. It's unbelievably painful, and it's embarrassing because everything we do is public, right? Everybody sees it, everybody knows it. I had to tell my clients because they were in the program, they were going to see we were adding like one person to the program, right? So I mean, it was what it was, right? But that's what created the seed that turned into the live launch. That's completely changed my life. It's completely changed my happiness. It has done unbelievable things for my family. And most importantly, it is the thing that more than anything is allowing me now to invest in my philanthropic work that is so unbelievably important to me. That's one of the main reasons why I work so hard every single day to build my platform in the world, because I want to be able to step up, and I want to be able to make a difference, and I want to be able to do real work around the world with our foundation, which is going live this week, and with Charity Water, and with the Red Cross, and with all these other organizations. I want to lead, not follow, and I want to be the one to make a difference. So I will tell you guys that this live launch success that you see today was not always. And it came from a place of extreme pain and despair and struggle and strife and money lost and hours lost and embarrassment. But what I always say, and it's absolutely true, is that every great success is always on the other side of that big breakdown. On the other side of that is the breakthrough. But there's the people that double down and invest and say, no, not me. This will not happen to me. I will overcome this. I will make it to the other side. I will do whatever it takes. And then there's the people that give up and stop trying. And, had we decided that that was it and that there was no other better way, I can't even imagine where we'd be today. And now fast forward, we're one of the fastest growing coaching companies in America. Our podcast is in the top 100 consistently of all podcasts in the marketing division, which there's like 700,000 podcasts out there, right? We have the opportunity to serve millions of people around the globe and help thousands of you guys to create freedom in your businesses every single day. And when I say part 5, when I say that part 5 is really emphasizing what your clients struggled with, guys, you need to take yourself back to that place, and you need to get really, really real with them about what you experienced and where you were before you went through this life-changing experience that got you to where you are now. And you need to really help them to see that what they're feeling and experiencing right now is not unique to them, that you understand it, you empathize with it, you've been there, and that you can help them cross that bridge to the other side. So those, my friends, are your 5 parts of the value stack. And if there's one training of all the trainings that we've done tonight, that we've done this week, I hope that you will remember the 5 parts of the value stack, because this session that you just tuned into tonight could literally be worth millions and millions of dollars to your bottom line. And it might take a little bit of practice, and it might take a little bit of you getting used to being on camera, and it may not come out perfectly the first time, but that's why you have the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program. That is why you have myself and my entire staff waiting at the ready to work with you side by side, arms linked, ready to go to serve you, support you, and help you to make your dreams a reality in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program. So you now have the 5 steps. I hope you will go forth and use them every time you do a launch from now until the end of time. I invite you now to become my next success story, to become my next client that gets to go live in this group during one of our launches, that changed their life and got the results that you want and deserve in your business. And I will be on standby for the rest of the night tonight to help you. My team is waiting with open arms. Cynthia and Stephanie are available now to help you guys take that next step and to get registered for the program. And again, those of you guys that comment and let us know you're in right here, right now, are going to get that bonus training with Stephanie and Cynthia on how to use that DM strategy to convert cold leads into your next best high-paying customer. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me tonight. I'm headed down to check out the Eagles game. Have a great night. Bye-bye.